On cold winter nights, a remote village named Kouh-Sar was shrouded in thick fog and a heavy silence. At the edge of the village stood a large, old house that had remained abandoned for years. Recently, however, a small family had moved in, a father, a mother, and their teenage son, Arad. Everything seemed normal until one night when a loud scream echoed from the house. The villagers, driven by curiosity and fear, rushed to the house, only to find the lifeless body of the mother sprawled on the floor. Her face was pale, and her hands, as if frozen in a desperate struggle against death, were stiff. The father, stunned and horrified, said, "Arad. I saw him attack his mother. He wasn't himself. He'd been acting strangely all day." Just then, Arad entered the room, his eyes red and his face soaked with tears. "No. I didn't do it," he cried. "I just heard the scream, and when I came, she was already on the ground." The local police, consisting of just one experienced officer, began the investigation. The scene resembled a brutal murder. Scratches on the walls, shattered glass, and blood splatters pointed to something far more gruesome than an ordinary killing. The officer asked, "Was anyone else in the house?" The father firmly replied, "No. It was just the three of us." However, there was something strange. In the bedroom, a notebook was found that belonged to Arad. It was filled with scattered writings and bizarre drawings. One of the pages read, "She wants to destroy us. She's not our mother anymore." The officer looked at Arad and asked, "What are these writings?" Arad replied in a trembling voice, "I don't know. Sometimes, it feels like someone is speaking to me in my mind. But I never wanted to hurt anyone." As time passed, more evidence pointed to Arad. His fingerprints were found on a kitchen knife stained with blood. The father, portraying himself as innocent, told the police, maybe he was under the influence of something. "He's been having nightmares recently." But behind this facade lay a darker truth. The following night, while the officer stayed at the house to gather more evidence, he heard faint moaning from the basement. When he went down, he was met with a horrific scene. Before her death, the mother had been held and tortured in the basement. The walls bore scratch marks and bloodstains, and tools used for torture were laid out on a table. The father suddenly appeared beside the officer and said, "I just wanted her to confess. She wasn't herself anymore. Something inside her had changed. She wanted to destroy us." His voice was calm and cold, but his eyes betrayed a hidden madness. The officer, skeptical, asked, "What made you think she was a threat?" The father gave a bitter smile and replied, "She wasn't my wife anymore. Every night, as we slept, there were whispers, things I couldn't explain. I was trying to protect my family." The officer slowly cuffed the father's hands, but before taking him out of the house, the father whispered, "You don't understand. This isn't the end. She's still here, in this house." The house once again fell silent, but this time, it was a silence heavy with betrayal, torture, and fear. No one in the village dared to approach the house again. Now, only the thick fog and cold winter carried the dark secrets of the house within.